Good morning, everyone. I posted a video up on Friday and I have to apologize that it didn't have any sound on it. So hopefully this one's coming through perfectly for you today. So I want to readdress that topic that I discussed of what is the number one psychological barrier that you need to overcome as a coach and as an athlete when coaching speed. And I'm going to outline this very clearly, very simply. It is the perception of progress. And why is that such a problem for people? Well, a couple of reasons. If you think about your training history and your training culture, we have existed in a weight room culture for such a long time. And do you know why people gravitate to weights more so? Is that they're easy to measure, is that progress is easy to gain, and also technically lifting weights is very easy. You don't have to be a sophisticated mover to be able to squat up and down, sit on a box and stand back up, pick something up off the floor. These things are very easy to do, highly accessible, and also very easy to measure. You know, you can see your progress, and your progress is determined by the weight that goes up on the bar. Now, if we examine that from a psychological point of view, and the psychology of coaching speed is something that fascinates me, is if you take that and then you go, well, ask the question, why does the interpretation of a weight going up on a bar activate a positive feedback loop in my brain? Why does that allow me to feel that I'm progressing? Because this is where lack of information comes from. And, we are, one of our base fundamental belief systems in training is work hard, be better. And I've been in many environments where that doesn't work. And I've been in many places where it shouldn't work. And, with a lot of the training and work that I do now, work hard is not the first thing we do. We work smart, we appreciate, we educate, we understand. So from that point of view, when we are taking something like a weight training implement, your attachment to that weight session is the one thing that is ruining your progress when it comes to sprinting and running fast, because you are creating a negative transfer. And it's fascinating, really, because it makes me think, and it makes me realize, what level we have to educate to, and we have to coach to. And I'm just about to plug in my whiteboard because I'm going to do a demonstration for you. I hadn't planned on doing it, but I'm just going to do it because I feel like I should and that I can. So bear with me 2 seconds whilst I'm doing this. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, you're like, what is going on here? So make sure you head over to my YouTube, where you'll be able to watch this back, or head to my Facebook community, where we do loads of videos like this now. So if I get into this whiteboard here with you now, and when we're looking at transfer and rate of transfer in training, what we have is we have an inverted U. So we have a bell curve, comes up, it comes down, okay? And here, what we have is transfer of training. So whilst and what you have within this bell curve, and let's blow out this half here. So as we come down, right, we have this steep upward trajectory. So when we're inside here, you can see that essentially everything that's really low cost down here is going to move the needle, and we're going to see lots and lots and lots of improvement in speed. And that in itself here is literally the relationship for what people assess from lifting weights to start off with. This is what people see. This is what people associate to, and this is what they anchor to. However, what we need to be thinking about is, on my path of development, okay, there are some milestones. There are some qualification jumps. Let's move this out of the way. And as we go through our qualification of training, each stage becomes, so what you can see is, think about this initial area under the curves, 2, 3, okay. Think about this now as we see what's happening as I progress based upon this inverted U shape. Down here, I'm using very rudimentary tools, and that's going to allow me to improve my speed. So for that level 1 here, just weight training will improve your speed. It will improve your biomotor ability to perform speed. But what will happen is if you keep doing that, then your rate of transfer, actually, you're going to decay, because you're going to blunt the adaptations that you've created, and you're going to start creating negative transfer into your training. So as we move into this second section of qualification, if we can sprinkle in here some technical work, some base technical work of sprinting, you know, like the simple drills that you see, some sled work, heavy sled work, that's going to inform the work that we've done. Sorry, it's going to create that upstream effect of qualification, where this stuff under the curve, so the weight training stuff here, purely just becomes supportive in nature. It stops yielding the rate of transfer which it had before. It stops being an effective tool of adaptation. It then, from a qualification point of view, comes down the ladder, okay, so of an adaptive tool, okay, so I can't spell. It comes down as an adaptive tool to then a retention tool. All right, and then we can talk about how the difference and the interplay of these two through the cycles exists at another later date. But the psychological barrier that you have to overcome is that feedback loop of weight and its association to progress, and the reward of success, which then informs. But as we've just described, that creates a downward trajectory, and what we need to do is keep creating upward trajectories for progress. And that's the insight to the psychology. And one of the ways that you do it is understanding that. In the first thing, just before we finish off here, the first thing that you need to understand and work on with your speed, you don't need gates or anything like that. This will test my spelling. You need to work on efficiency. Technical efficiency creates repeatability, and once you have repeatability, you can then load, because most of the time, a lot of you guys are going to be really strong. A lot of your athletes are going to be really, really strong, but they don't know what to do with that strength. So there you have it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a comment, you know, send me a message, whatever you like, if you enjoy this stuff, and ask questions, because I will be going live in this group very regularly now to keep answering your questions and producing more educational content like this for you. So have an awesome day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.